But I don't know if I'm getting ready all the way, but trying that. I'm still sort of stuck on the John Legend song, "Let All of Me Love All of You," and the idea of God loving us, right? And He has loved us with everything He has. You can say that He bankrupt heaven for us through His Son Jesus, His death on the cross, forgiveness of sins, and newness of life. And so he gives all of himself to love us. He lives in existing in a relationship between the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and they share life with one another, fully share life with one another. And he invites us into that relationship. But part of being in that relationship is for all of me to love all of him, right? And what does that mean, and what does that look like? And so I've been sort of focusing on that a little bit. Didn't last week, but I have in general. And I'm going to look in Old Testament. Genesis is part of the readings we're doing in the Old Testament. I know our app just does the New Testament. We don't want to overwhelm people. But Abraham is a story of faith and trusting in God's plan, leaving Ur of the Chaldees and going to a land he didn't know, and all these various things he did to be a blessing. And him and his wife couldn't have a child, and they tried to sort of manufacture it through his wife's handmaid, and Hagar, and then Ishmael was born, but that wasn't God's plan. We can't manipulate God's plan. We can't accomplish it on our own. He just does those things. So at a very old age, he was 100, Sarah was 90. They had their first son, Isaac. And just think of the joy they had. Incredible joy. But in Genesis chapter 22, Isaac is going to sacrifice for God with his father, but he doesn't realize the sacrifice is him. And so we're going to look at that. What does that look like? It seems a little morbid. It seems like a little weird, but it really isn't. It really isn't. It's talking about, surrender. Abraham surrendered to God's plan yet again in another different way. So we're going to look at that, and we want to encourage you to be here. If you're not, if you can't be here present, we'll take you online. Just let us know you're here. Hello, good to see you, those type of things. But we're looking forward to that, and just sharing that story a little bit and trying to make some sense of it to our lives. What does that mean to our lives? And I don't know that any of us hopefully are going to sacrifice our child, but what does that mean? Because sometimes we sacrifice God for our children, right? And try to figure all that out. God bless you. Hope to see you.